Hello?
What up, cuzzo?
Nothing, man.
Hey, look, I'm filming this video for the channel. Doing like a Vegas beginner's guide, and so I wanted to have a couple people come through. So if somebody was going to Vegas for their first time and they hit you up and was like, "Yo, give me 2 tips for going to Vegas," what would your 2 tips be for them?
2 tips. One, comfortable shoes.
Comfortable shoes, okay, that's a good one actually. All right,
Second one, be prepared to have fun. Like, I know people say that bland, but open yourself up. Expect new experiences because you're gonna be seeing people from all over the world,
that's fact.
not just your regular run of the mill people. You're gonna be an extrovert, not an introvert.
Got you. All right, no doubt. That's what's up. That's solid. Good luck. I appreciate that.
Hello?
What up, shout?
What's up?
If somebody was going to Vegas for the first time and they was like, "Yo, I need 2 tips," what are your 2 tips that you would give me for Vegas? What would you tell them?
2 tips. First one, get cash before you go to Vegas because you're going to need
Okay.
cash to gamble, and that ATM machine fee is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's all right.
And 2 is get water for your room because after a night of drinking, you're going to be parched as a motherfucker when you wake up in the morning.
That's actually pretty solid. I appreciate you.
Hey,
What's happening?
what's up?
Sound all depressed or whatnot. What would be 2 tips that you would give somebody who going to Vegas for their first time?
I'm going to say geared towards the females. The first one is going to be go prepared for like attire wise. Don't try to go and be cute the whole time because it gets very uncomfortable.
Okay.
And then the second thing I'm probably going to say is for people that want to gamble or for, tips and stuff like that to take cash with you because the ATMs out there be taxing. So
All right, that's
I learned
what's
that
up.
the hard way the first couple times. So
Yeah, that's pretty solid. I think that's a common theme I've heard too. So I appreciate you. What's going on, everybody? Today we are going to talk about Vegas for beginners. Whether it's your first time, second time, or first time in a long time, when it comes to Vegas, there is a lot to unpack and things are always changing. So today I'm going to share my guide with you all for beginners so that you can be prepared before you get to Vegas. And then once you get to Vegas, you'll have some tips and suggestions on things to do once you've arrived to make sure you have a great time. So without further ado, let's get started. Before we dive into today's video, if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button to join the TVP fam. And make sure you click that notification bell that says all so that you don't miss out on any content that's uploaded to the channel. With pool party season kicking off and Vegas now being back to 100% normal, I've had quite a few people reaching out to me who are going to Vegas for their first time or going back to Vegas for the first time within the last couple of years. So I figured it was a perfect time to bring out this guide so that I can point everyone in the right direction so they can have a great time. Let's go ahead and jump into this video and get you all prepared for Vegas. I can't tell you how important it is to go to Vegas with the right people. All it takes is one person to completely alter or change a memorable Vegas trip. If you're someone who's going to Vegas and you're going for your birthday and you want to party, please make sure you have people who are willing to party with you. Or if they aren't party people, they won't be that Debbie Downer or that person who just seems like they're killing everybody's vibe. Please make sure you go with the right people because it really only takes one person. If you're going to Vegas and you just want to sightsee, explore, make sure you're going with other people who want to sightsee and explore, and they're going to be cool doing whatever you want to do. Make sure y'all all are on the same page before you go to Vegas, because I can't tell you, I'm pretty sure people can even drop in the comments. There have been so many trips that could have been epic, legendary, one of the best trips ever, but that one person in that particular day or for this particular trip, that one person, if they had just been a little bit more fun or been a little more spontaneous, it could have changed the whole outlook on the trip. So going with the right people, no matter what the occasion is definitely essential for a great trip. Flights and hotels. Now, when it comes to flight and hotels, I always recommend on the flight side for people to try to get to Vegas as early as possible or try to get there early midday so that you can enjoy the day that you're actually coming to Vegas. I know sometimes depending on the price, it might be better to get to Vegas late night or later in the evening. But if it's worth a couple extra dollars, or if you have that couple extra dollars to maybe consider getting there very early in the morning, I would definitely recommend doing that. So you can at least enjoy the whole day and not get there late in the evening and you've already paid for the first night for that particular day. So you don't even really get to fully enjoy the whole day. Getting there early in the morning, even if you leave early in the morning on your last day, you're checking out that day anyway. So maybe you might lose a couple hours of sleep, but at least you'll get the most out of your trip. For hotels, now I know there's this stigma that a lot of people like to say,
well, I'm not going to be in the room that much, so hotel isn't really that important.
Or, I don't really care that much about hotels because I'm going to be out in Vegas doing all of this stuff. I'm barely going to be in the room.
Stop the cap.
Trust me when I tell you, you'll be in the room more than you think you will, especially in the summertime because it's going to be hot. But you have to factor in that's where you're going to sleep. That's where you're going to go back to change. That's where you got to pregame before you go out during the night if you're going to be partying at night. So the room is definitely going to be important. And I've had multiple people who've gone to Vegas for their first time and they stayed somewhere like Luxor and they said it was cool, but they wish they were a little more closer on the strip. And then the next time they went, they stayed at like Bally's or they stayed at Paris or they stayed at Planet Hollywood. Some of those hotels that are in the center of the strip, and they completely changed their experience because you don't have to worry about that travel back and forth. The convenience will definitely factor in. So I do one-on-one hotel consultations if you need help with the best room and suite. I've got a plethora of hotel room tours on the channel. So definitely consider what hotel you stay at because that will have a factor in your experience. If you're someone who goes on vacation and you like to plan all of your trips from start to finish, then this particular tip is going to just be another day in the office for you because you do this anyway. But typically when it comes to Vegas, Vegas is a place where you can pretty much go out there and just free ball everything, maybe plan a couple things here and there. And I normally like to recommend people to do that, just go out there and just go with the flow. But there are certain things that you definitely need to look for in advance. The weather is the first thing. It hardly ever rains in Vegas, but the last thing you want to do is not check the weather and you just so happen to catch one of those few days where it rains, because that's going to suck. Definitely check the weather just so you can also pack accordingly as well. If you want to go to a particular fine dining restaurant, it would definitely be good to get that reservation in advance because right now Vegas is at 100% normal. There are no reservations that are required at a majority of the places, but a lot of people have become accustomed to booking things in advance. So some of the popular restaurants may be booked out a couple of months. So I would definitely check that in advance. And if there's shows or particular activities you want to do, it would definitely be better to book those in advance. So when you get to Vegas, they're already taken care of. But anything and just about everything else, you can go to Vegas and free ball and just go with the flow and have a good time. Having a budget for Vegas is very, very critical. You don't want to be someone who has a particular amount of money that you're taking to Vegas that incorporates everything. Trust me, it's a big mistake, especially in Vegas. If you gamble and you party, and you want to eat, you need to have a separate budget for all three. Because the last thing you want to do is be someone who gambles and you have a bad gambling day. And then it affects if you can even eat or not, or what you might be able to eat. And then if you do eat, when you go out to the club, you don't have any money to do anything. Or if you want to go to a show, you don't have money to get tickets for a show, then you out of luck. So I'll have a pop-up card. I've done a video on this on how much money you should take to Vegas. But I always recommend setting a budget for whatever you're planning to do each day. So have a daily budget for each activity or each event so that nothing counteracts with each other, so that it doesn't dampen your trip. Because trust me, I've seen a couple of people go to Vegas with a certain amount of money and then they lose it in one particular aspect and it affects the other parts of their trip, now allowing them to have the best experience possible. And bring cash with you. If you're going to be doing things that require cash, the last thing you want to have to do is to keep pulling out cash throughout your trip, because it's about $10 at most of the ATMs on the strip. It's a $10 withdrawal fee per transaction.
What?
So if you've got a bank or a credit union that might charge you an additional fee on top of that, and you pull out cash multiple times, that's going to add up over a weekend of a trip. So please bring cash with you. If you're going to be using cash, that'll definitely save you some money and a headache for when you get home and see those extra fees in your statement. Make sure that you pack everything that you will need or that you could potentially want so that you don't have to waste that money going to Vegas. Make sure that you have your outfits for each day. Make sure you have your outfits for each night. Make sure you have your toiletries. And if you drink or if you plan on bringing alcohol, because a lot of people don't even think to do this, make sure you check with the airline that you're flying with, because you can actually check in alcohol in your suitcase. So that will definitely save you money, because Vegas is expensive, and I'll get onto that momentarily. But Buying alcohol in Vegas compared to bringing it from home, it's just worth it. And if you're going with a group of people, just have everybody bring a bottle, check it in their suitcase, fly it in with you. You can do that as a part of check-in. Just see what the limits are for your airline, and that can save you a lot. But make sure that you pack everything. If you need a checklist and make sure you have everything checked off before you go, please do so that you don't have to worry about time going around Vegas buying things, unless that's just something that's a part of your Vegas plans. Once you've got to Vegas and you've got your bags, it's time to get to your hotel. Now, in Vegas, there are multiple ways to get around. The common way that most people use nowadays is Lyft or Uber, the ride shares. Cabs used to be horrible back in the day from getting from the airport to the hotels, but they've now come with a set standard fee. I will pop up the different rates because they have them in 3 different tiers, depending on which hotel you're staying at on the strip. But cabs can be a convenient way if it's not a long line, but some people just are accustomed to being cabs or taking cabs. So depending on when you go, it could be very, very, very beneficial to just take rideshare because it might be a line wrapped around the door for cabs. And a lot of times, depending on when you go, the rideshare prices may be cheaper. Sometimes it might be more than a cab. You can just check that by checking the app. But you definitely have the option for rideshare. You have cabs. You can also get a limo. There are limo services that do charge round trip packages so that they will actually pick you up from the airport. They'll also take you back home whenever you are checking out. That's something to take advantage of as well. Presidential Limo is one of the companies that I recommend a lot that I've used multiple times for renting limos, whether it's for an hour or for round trip service. So you can definitely check out Presidential Limo. I know Bell Transportation is another one as well. But there are a lot of different limo services. So that's something you also might want to take into account if you don't want to do a cab or a ride share. You might want to turn it up for a fun experience. Now, this particular tip right here, or this particular recommendation, might need to be a video on its own. Preparing to check into your room in Vegas. So I'll try to keep this as short as possible because I've seen so many people have a headache with this. And if it's your first time going to Vegas, you're probably going to have a headache too if you're not prepared. So here's how it works. When you book a room through Vegas, or if you book a room directly with the hotels, Vegas charges incidentals and they charge resort fees. So resort fees will basically be the amenities that you use at the hotel. That's the Wi-Fi, the pool, the gym, all of that. There's a nightly fee for your resort fees. That is a separate fee from your incidentals, which is your deposit. So when you check into your hotel, if you book through the hotel, they only charge you the first night stay when you book with the hotel. I know some of the third-party sites have that option as well, where you can just pay for the first night deposit and then pay the rest at the hotel. Understand what you're paying for before you pay for it. And I say that because if you book the first night stay, let's just say your room is $1,000 for the week, $250 the first night, you'll have to pay the remaining $750 when you check in. But when you get to that hotel to check in, you're going to have that remaining $750 to stay in. We're going to just use on the low end. We'll say Flamingo, for example. Flamingo, it is $50 a night for the incidentals. So you'll have to pay, if for 4 nights, that'll be a $200 hold, as well as your resort fees, which I believe are about $40 as well. So you'll have that $750 remaining balance. You'll have $200 for incidentals, and then you'll have your resort fees to prepare for it. So when you see that you got almost $1,200 worth of stuff that you got to pay for, and you like only owe $750, that's why. So I always recommend having a credit card to use at check-in so that you can have that remaining balance put on whatever card you want to use, and then you'll have a separate card for your incidentals and resort fees. Just a pro tip, if you don't have a credit card, make sure you have enough space in your debit card or enough money in your bank account to cover those additional fees, because it catches a lot of people off guard. Right, buying alcohol in Vegas. Now, I mentioned earlier to try to bring liquor with you. No matter where you're coming from, it's legal to fly liquor in the suitcase. You can bring that on the plane. Check with the airline to see what their limit is. But if you're going with a group of people, if everybody brings one bottle and you have multiple bottles with you when you get to Vegas, because you can buy liquor anywhere. You can buy it at the CVS. They have CVS and Walgreens on the strip. And then even inside the hotels, they have like gift shops. You can buy liquor in the gift shops, but the prices are going to be almost triple for a bottle in Vegas compared to what you would pay in your local city. There are like a Walmart. There's a Walmart that's not too far from the strip. Or myself, I like to go to Total Wine now. It's on Las Vegas Boulevard. You can go past down Mandalay Bay. But if you go to like one of these stores off the strip or further down the strip, then you can pay regular prices for alcohol. So my pro tip is just bring the liquor with you, or you bring a bottle, and whoever you're going with, pack the liquor with you so that you have it in advance. The thing with being in Vegas is you can drink everywhere. You can have liquor, walk down the strip, drink liquor on the strip. They normally have you in a plastic cup, so there's no glass being broken on the strip. But you can walk around Vegas drinking 100% legal. But drinking at the bars and all that other stuff is going to be expensive, so just be prepared for that. Dayclubs and nightclubs. Vegas is one of the biggest party capitals, not only in the US, but in the world. People come from all over the world to come to Vegas to party. And it's because the pool parties and nightclubs are just a major vibe. Now, pool party season for the day clubs, I have a video on the best pool parties in Vegas for 2021. I'll do a 2022 update at some point in this year once the pool season gets flowing. But most of those clubs on that list will stay the same for 2022. But you can check out that video. I have all the details in there as far as like guest lists and making sure you get tickets and tables before you get to Vegas. And same thing for the nightclubs. I have a list for the best nightclubs in Vegas for 2021. The same thing for that video, minus maybe a club or so that might be swapped out for a top club. All of that information is exactly the same and relative to 2022. So I won't spend too much time on that. But go check out those videos. But make sure you bring your attire for the pool parties and the nightclubs so that you don't come to Vegas and forgot to bring an outfit, or you can't get in because you didn't bring a particular thing. Please make sure you come accordingly for the day clubs and nightclubs, because they can be picky and choosy, especially for guys, as I get into all of the details in that video. Now, one thing that you have to watch out for on the Vegas Strip and in Vegas in general is the Vegas trap finesse. Now, you'll be walking down the strip and people will tell you, oh, this is free, or get this free, or see this show free, or get this dinner free. There's nothing free in Vegas. There's always a catch to something. So how this typically works is you might see the girls on the strip who
wanna take a photo.
And trust me, you can take a photo, but it's going to cost you when that photo is done. It's about $20 for the most part when you take a photo with them showgirls or the police girls on the strip. Just be prepared. If you want to pay that, that's perfectly fine. But just know in advance, when they want to take a photo, it's not free. Same thing for the bodybuilder, G.I. Joe guys. They want to take a picture too. Those photos, it's not free. You will have some people who might ask you if you want to see a ticket or see a show or have dinner reservations. But the catch behind that is they want to take you to a timeshare presentation and try to sell you a timeshare. So if you want to go spend 3, 4, 5 hours at a timeshare presentation and being sold on try to buy a timeshare just for a free show or 2-for-1 tickets, knock yourself out. But trust me, when you hear those,
how long are you in town?
Or are you guys going to be in Vegas much longer? Or how's your day going? You guys want to get free shows and free tickets? That's what they're trying to get you to. So just be prepared for all that. And late night, fellas, I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all now, if it's after the club and a girl wants to have fun or want to go hang out, she's probably not trying to hang out with you for free if you didn't meet her in the club. Escorts are illegal in Vegas. You'll notice when you're on the strip, you'll see the buses that drive by, call girls now, get girls now, with a phone number on there for 24 hours, because you can call them girls and they will come to you, but they not free. So that late night fun or hanging out late night, they're not just hanging out for free. So just be prepared for that. Now, if you want to pay for it, that's totally up to you. But just understand that it's not free. Now, this last part applies to anybody that's going to Vegas, not only just for first timers or people going back for their second time or returning for the first time in a long time. Everybody. Vegas is a place where everybody just goes to have fun, let loose, and just be free. There's a reason why they say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. What happens here only happens here. It's Sin City. Like, all of those labels are there for a reason. Go there, have fun. You're going to meet people from all across the world, all ethnicities, all nationalities, all shapes and sizes, old, young. You're going to meet an array of people. And you'll notice once you get to Vegas, everybody just wants to have fun. So just go out there, be yourself, be free. Don't worry about people trying to look at you or judge you a certain type of way. Just meet all kinds of people and have fun. It's truly a place that people love for a reason. So let loose, let your guard down, and please have a good time. And make sure that you have the best fun that you can, and you have those memories that you wanted to go to Vegas for in the first place. So hopefully this video was helpful for all of you going to Vegas for your first time or returning to Vegas for the first time in a long time. If you're a Vegas veteran and been to Vegas a few times, comment below and let me see what your thoughts are and what you would have recommended to other first timers or people returning to Vegas for the first time in a while. But that's gonna do it for this video. If you all enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and as always, thanks for watching.